So in light of recent news, some folks have asked me to speak on Sanatana Dharma, also known as Hinduism, and its views on abortion. So in all of my videos on Hinduism, I have tried to stress the fact that Hinduism is not a monolith. There's no governing body or a single governing text or body of texts that applies to all of Hinduism and all Hindus. So if someone tells you that Hinduism is against abortion, they're just wrong. Some Hindus are against abortion and they can interpret scripture to justify their viewpoint, but other Hindus use the exact same scriptural sources and have no problem with abortion. The particular texts that most people cite when talking about abortion are the Upaniṣads and the Upaniṣads. I'll discuss the Upaniṣad first because I think it's the most straightforward. So Garbha, which is the name of this Upanishad, means womb. And this Upanishad talks specifically about the development of a zygote within the uterus. It enumerates fairly accurately the physical changes that occur during each month of pregnancy. The most relevant part in this discussion is the following. Saptame Mase Jivena Sanyukto Bhavati. So Saptame Mase means in the 7th month. Jivena comes from Jiva, which means life or a living being. Sanyukto means joined together with, and Bhavati means it is so. So altogether, this means that in the 7th month of pregnancy, the fetus is enjoined with life. It becomes a jivan. It becomes a living being. And that is the extent of the text on this matter. It does not say whether Atman, the soul, enters the body at that point. Some schools teach that the soul enters the body at the moment of fertilization or when the first cell division occurs, while others teach that the soul enters the body when the newborn baby takes its first breath. But the Upanishad clearly states that the fetus does not become truly alive, does not become a jivan, until the 7th month of pregnancy. The other text most often cited is the Upanishad, which has 2 sections which mention the killing of a fetus. The first, section 52, is often misquoted as a sort of commandment instructing us not to injure the elderly or children or an unborn fetus, among other things. But this verse is very much not a commandment. It is not God telling humans what to do. It is humans begging God not to destroy them. This verse is beseeching Rudra, the Vedic storm deity, who is associated with Shiva, the destroyer of all, begging him not to destroy humanity. It is the humans asking God not to kill their unborn children, not the other way around. The other section that mentions killing a fetus is section 64. This section and the sections that follow deal with ceremonies associated with taking a vow of sannyasa, which is the final renunciation of worldly matters and a total dedication to spiritual enlightenment. Part of the preparation for that process is undergoing various rituals of karmic cleansing. This section is part of one of these rituals, and it lists several sins that the aspirant wants to cleanse themselves of. Those listed include stealing food, drinking alcohol, stealing a cow, murdering a Brahmin, or killing a fetus. Anti-abortionists will often cite this verse as proof that killing a fetus is just as dire a sin as killing a Brahmin, but that is nonsense. The text does not give any indication of the relative severity of these sins. There is no scriptural, moral, or intellectual support for the idea that a starving person that steals some food is just as bad as someone drinking a beer or murdering a priest. This is not a list of equal sins. There's also no mention of whether the fetus in question was aborted in order to save the life of the mother, or whether it was killed through an act of violence or out of malice. The text does not say that one should never have an abortion. The text is part of a ceremony whereby you can be absolved of having had an abortion, or having a glass of wine, or murdering a priest. Those things are given equal weight in the text. But all that is beside the point. It does not matter what any religion has to say about abortion. A religion is a system of ideas and principles that believers adhere to. It only applies to the believers and followers of that religion. No religion can dictate rules that non-believers have to abide by.